With me, I've got Ashley Stringer, who is a water quality specialist for the city of Edmond, and you know everything there is to know about water in the city of Edmond. Now, this is, by golly, that's the city of Edmond. That's it, isn't it?
This is a great map of Edmond. It shows the different creeks. We have 3 major watersheds in Edmond. That's the Coffee Creek watershed, which is all of this. The Spring Creek watershed, which is this, which drains to Arcadia Lake, and Chisholm Creek is out in western Edmond as well. So you see, when it rains, water has to go somewhere, and in a highly urbanized area, there's less vegetation for it to soak in, so it runs off of rooftops and parking lots and streets into our storm drainage system. And that system drains directly to our creeks, which you can see on the map here. And so...
Okay, now wait just a second. Now, a few months ago, we were actually out at the wastewater treatment facility. Now, all of the drainage, you know, the drains that we see in the streets?
Yes.
Doesn't that go to the wastewater treatment facility?
No, no. In fact, everything that goes into a storm drain drains directly to our creeks, streams, and sometimes Arcadia Lake. So none of that...
It bypasses that completely.
Yeah, it doesn't go to the wastewater treatment plant.
I had no idea.
A lot of people think that, but
yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, there's no treatment when it enters the storm drain. It drains directly to our water bodies. I've got a great model that I can show you that kind of demonstrates that.
Okay.
So let's take a look at it. This model is called the Enviroscape Stormwater Model, and it's a great example of Edmond because it has a lake here, and it's got several creeks and streams that drain to that lake. So it's a great representation of Edmond.
Okay.
So what it does is it shows you different areas throughout a city that can actually contribute to stormwater runoff pollution.
Okay.
The first area we'll look at is this residential area.
Which one?
Right here, we've got the homes and the cars. And so one of the problems that's happening right here with this residential area is the homeowners are using too much fertilizer on their lawn. And
is that this powdery? Oh, yes. I knocked over a tree. Whoops, sorry about that.
So we've got this pretend fertilizer, and so the homeowner is putting too much down on the yard because they're not reading the label and fertilizing properly.
Okay, so you put all of these, like, sprinkles.
Yes, those sprinkles oh no, that's actually pet waste. It represents pet waste.
Not really, right?
Right, not really.
Okay. Ooh.
So
it tastes good though. Okay.
So the sprinkles represent pet waste and people not picking up after their dogs, cats, other pets.
This guy's got some big animals.
Yeah, and we also have cows over here at the farm.
Apparently.
Yeah, and so, you know, the farmer isn't managing their waste properly.
Okay.
The cows are also getting down into the stream and taking care of business. We've also got at the farm, they're doing some crop rotation, so, but they've left the soil bare, so we've got some soil eroding into the lake there.
Okay.
Then over here at the industrial plant, we've actually got a pipe that's draining straight to the river. See?
Soy sauce. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, the soy sauce represents an industrial discharge.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, and you see it's going straight into the river, and that ultimately leads to the lake there. We also have a golf course. You know, Edmond's got plenty of those.
Kicking bird.
Sometimes they can use too much fertilizers and pesticides on the golf course if they're not reading the labels properly.
But Mr. Sorensen, he never allows that to happen in Edmond.
Absolutely not.
I want to make sure that we make that very clear. He is great. And then we do have a lot of golf courses in Edmond. And Edmond has, you know, quite a few construction sites. We do.
They've disturbed the soil, and soil can erode when water comes along. So those are the different sources of pollution in a city. It's a great representation of Edmond. All right, so we're going to make it rain, which is kind of fun. So we'll start spraying water with the spray bottle here and making it rain, and you're going to see what's going to happen with all the pollution. If people aren't paying attention, if they're not using best practices on their yard, on the golf course, for their pets, for their vehicles, can also have leaking vehicles, you know, all of that can drain into our creeks, our streams, and sometimes Arcadia Lake. So we've got to be really careful about what we're doing in our everyday activities.
Oh, that's incredible. That's amazing. And all of this comes together and goes into our aquifers and lakes and streams.
Exactly.
What happens to it when it ends up here?
Well, when it ends up there, we can have some serious problems with aquatic life like fish and turtles. If people are swimming in the lake, they could become sick if there's enough bacteria in the lake. Animals can actually ingest trash and become sick or die. So there's a lot of different problems when the water becomes that polluted that we've really got to watch out for.
I'll throw you a curve here.
Uh-oh.
We don't have a drain in Arcadia Lake, so if this were to happen, what do we do to correct it?
It takes time, but
we're in big trouble.
Yeah, there's not a lot you can do. Once something's polluted, it takes a while for that system to recover. So we just have to be careful and prevent it from getting there in the first place.
So that's why it's so important to maintain this before that happens, because we've really got no recourse other than just to allow nature to take over.
Absolutely.
And if we overburden nature, too bad.
Exactly. So prevention is the key.
What about trash that we see, at the side of the road, or, when people dump things? How does that affect our system?
It's a very serious problem when people are illegally dumping things off the side of the road and into creeks. And I'd like to take a look at that. And I have a great site here in Edmond that we can go take a look at. Okay, Eric, so we're out at this site here. This is in Edmond, within Edmond city limits, and this is just an example of illegal dumping that we came across a couple of years ago.
Oh my gosh, this is incredible.
Basically, Eric, what we see here is just a roadside dumping location. We think what's happening is people are just backing up onto this roadside and just throwing items off the side of their vehicle right into the creek.
We've got 2 couches, we've got, looks like a mattress.
Part of a car.
Tires. A huge refrigerator. One of the things that really jumps out to me is the water. That is some nasty looking water there, and that's because of this?
Absolutely, because we don't know what's in. There could be chemicals within those refrigerators or that dishwasher that are leaking out and leaking right into the water. And as you can see, there's a heavy film on the water. The water's green. So all of this stuff that's dumped out here is leaching out different chemicals and materials, causing the water to be pretty polluted.
Now, Ashley, where does this water go? Where is this moving to?
This actually right here drains to the Deep Fork River, which ultimately leads to Lake Eufaula in Oklahoma. So,
oh, this is just absolutely incredible.
And really there's no reason for this to occur. We've kind of monitored the progress of this site, and we've noticed it progressively getting worse, but with Edmond's disposal options, it shouldn't happen.
We have alternatives,
exactly.
Correct? I mean, the city has set up programs so that residents like me, we can take refuse to different places.
Exactly. Edmond
Give me a little bit of rundown of that.
Yeah, we've got 3 options. We've got the Edmond Transfer Station, the household hazardous waste, curbside collection, and also the bulky item pickup. So there's alternatives, and so there's really no reason why this should happen, but unfortunately it does. So we're trying to educate the public on reasons why they shouldn't do this. And now,
actually, if I'm not mistaken, is it the household hazardous waste? That's free once a year.
Exactly. Yeah, it's free, so why not use it? They'll come to your curbside once a year and pick up your hazardous waste for free.
And bulky items, I have to admit, I utilize the facility over off of Covell. It's very inexpensive. When we pack up a whole bunch of stuff, we just take it out there, and it's real easy to do, very inexpensive.
Exactly, it's inexpensive, it's convenient, so why not do the right thing?
Ashley, listen, thank you so much. I really appreciate you taking the time to educate us about what's going on with our water and the differences between wastewater, and it's been very eye-opening for me. Thanks a lot.
Sure, thank you.
This has been a segment from a previous episode of Your Edmond. Watch new episodes of Your Edmond beginning each month here on Edmond Life TV.